Hello, everyone. This is the VirGiN's podcast because we decided to call it that. I'm Vex. We also have Gary,
Hello.
he's weird, and then we have Nail.
Well,
He's
hello
also
there.
weird.
Yes,
He's
I
the
am
funny
also.
one, though. Yeah.
We're all the
What's
funny
coming from
ones.
So this is our test run of our new podcast that we're calling the VirGiNs. V for Vex, G for Gary, and for Nail.
Nelly.
We don't have anyone else though because we're lonely.
We only share one thing
So.
in common, and that's being a virgin.
We're both
Yes,
virgins.
exactly. Exactly.
So
Completely.
I figured for a test run, what we could do is we could all go around, just give a simple introduction of ourselves, give some, just like, hey, for example, I'm Vax, I'm 16, yeah, stuff like that, It's
Alright.
almost like, it's like the first day of school, and you're in grade 2, and the teacher's like, okay, everyone.
We have to say
Yeah, we're
our
gonna
names,
go around
our
the
favorite animal, our favorite color, and 3 fun facts about ourselves.
Yeah, stuff like that. But do whatever. There's no guidelines.
No guidelines.
No script.
Yeah, go, Gary. Why don't you start since you're the one on the left?
Oh, come on
Alright.
now.
Yeah.
Go ahead, start.
My name's Gary. I really like cats. Oh god, it's not going well already. Where's my fun fact?
I also like cats.
I'm actually Asian. It's one of it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you are.
I am.
I know you like coding a lot.
I don't think that's a fun fact, but yes, I'm into coding, and
Well, it's one of your hobbies.
this
I mean,
may come as a surprise.
it's one of.
I'm actually a weeaboo.
Oh, I would never have guessed.
Yeah, I know. You know, just okay. Special occasion.
Mhm.
Alright. I can start second.
Yeah, you go next now. Go
Alright, hello, my name's Nelliper. I am comedic relief on most of the cases. I try most of my time to be the jolly, funny, wacky, inflatable arms tube man of places, and
you do a good job of that.
I hope by making people chuckle with bad jokes and loony actions. I also can draw, I can sing, and I can enjoy stuff. That's
Yes.
mostly about it.
Your drawings bring joy to everyone.
Thank you. They're simple.
They're simple but enjoyable.
I like simple things. They're not too complicated.
Alright, well, I guess I'll go now. Alright. Hi, I am Bex, or also known as Devin. I have a lot of different nicknames. Like Vexy Wexy, Vexy Sexy, Debu,
Oh.
just a few the simple ones named. I'm more of a gamer than a weeb because JoJo's trash and your favorite anime shit.
Only a pilot and you're already throwing a stone at the beehive.
So what do you reckon here?
Look, if I'm gonna do a podcast, I'm gonna throw my opinions out there.
Alright, you're going
We're starting off strong. Alright.
Yeah. I'm Canadian, so I'm on the complete opposite side of the world of Gary. As I said, I like games. I often get mad at them, and that leads to chaos and destruction.
Oh, chaos and destruction.
So that's me.
I forgot to mention that I am Mexican. Yes, that's the thing else. I don't rage at games.
Yeah.
That's enough the topic. The
All
topic
three different ethnicities here.
Yeah, it's different people around the world. Just doing random shoot.
Yeah.
Oh.
So I figured we would talk about like some of our traditions that we have in our home countries because I know Gary's boring. Yeah, Gary's just boring.
Come on now, that's not fair.
Gary's like a filler member.
Oh, whoa!
I see how it is.
First episode, we're breaking up.
Wow. You're the one that said, "Oh, I had the best stream. I didn't show up to our podcast today."
It was a good dream. I was choking.
All right. So I know, Gary, you've already told me that you're in Thailand. You don't celebrate the holidays, right?
Not at all. Not international ones like Christmas or Easter.
I see. So tell me about the holiday that you do celebrate around this time.
Well, thing is, we have a lot of holidays, and that's because when one of our king dies, we have like 9 right now that has died. We celebrate that day, so we have like 9 holidays across the year. It's pretty great.
I see. I see.
Right. I know what to say.
I never knew Thailand had like a monarchy system.
Oh, I mean, they don't actually hold any power, like political power. You have like an actual government.
Ah,
Yeah.
So it's just like
it's
decoration.
kind of just like here. It's like here, have this title, so you look good, and people say
mean-
good things about you.
I shouldn't say this, but our last king that just died recently, they were respected as a deity, like some kind of god
Oh.
incarnate,
Oh Lord.
and were revered. That's like the whole thing of it. So they do hold power, just not directly political stuff.
I see. That's actually pretty interesting. I'll be honest.
Hmm.
Oh, thank you.
Any religions? If we want to go that far.
Actually, yes, I think I've heard of it before. It's called Buddhism. Buddhism.
Pardon?
It's like it's.
Oh yeah. I learned that for a day this year in religion, because you know, yeah. Oh, I learned so much about it.
We have a lot of interesting stories over here. Most of it are probably fictional, but it's pretty funny nonetheless. There's this one where apparently, you know how in Christianity, there's like Jesus was born without an actual father, like God himself didn't impregnate Mary.
Yes, trust me, I know that too well.
Right.
I think I know where. Like.
Okay, so in my own religion, they said that my I don't think it's a god. It's like let's just say a deity. Just were born by no clipping out of the womb and walked 7 steps as a baby.
Oh,
It's actually pretty fucking funny.
I see.
Suddenly.
Well, that's honestly pretty interesting. I'm sure we'll touch back on that because I actually didn't know you were into Buddhism or however you pronounce it. Here in Canada, I'm forced to go to Catholic school and I absolutely hate it. So if you ask me pretty much anything about Catholic stuff, I'll probably know a decent answer to it. Hence why I also celebrate Christmas with my family every year. Here in Canada, it's a lot like the United States, except we're not retarded.
There goes the second stone thrown at the wasp pipe.
We don't riot when our government does something we don't like.
All right, there we go.
We're civilized.
You have altered the JoJo fans and America.
This is just gonna be
That's
YouTube.
amazing.
It's gonna be YouTube just like having wholesome moments and telling actual facts. It's just gonna be me roasting everyone else in the world.
You're not gonna be surprised if your house got burned down the next year.
Yeah. So, I celebrate Christmas, as I said, Catholic, but not really Catholic. I remember a few years ago when my first cousin was born. He's 5 now. I was really excited to have my first Christmas with him. And as the younger sibling out of 2 siblings that are 5 years older than me, it was a really nice experience to finally have someone younger than me and to have someone that I can like grow up with and teach them about stuff. Even though I don't really see him often, it's still nice to have that,
Fan on that. What's it like being, having a sibling? Because I'm a single child and I don't know what it's like.
Here's the thing. My family situation is really weird because I have a mom and dad, and my sister shares the same mother as me, but a different father, and my brother shares the same father as me, but a different mother.
Oh.
So technically, they're both half siblings, and they aren't related to each other at all. They're both 21 right now, and my brother has never actually lived with me. Not that I can remember of. He lives with my father's parents in Burlington, which is around 30 minutes to 20 minutes away. It's not a long drive, considering we live right next to a highway that's connected to it. It was really nice growing up, having someone that I could just always be there, my sister. And I remember as a kid, she would always put up with my bullshit and like I would have like these metal cars and I would bash against her fingers by accident, and I would make her
Excellent.
watch The Incredibles every single day.
That's a nice
It
mechanic.
was really nice, and I miss those days.
Actually, I also have a simple mechanic. I am basic when it comes to family. I have a wonderful father and mother, and I actually have two brothers. Just most of the time, their two are in a love-hate relationship. They both annoy each other very much, but they both love each other very much, like brothers. I also love them, and we are still in mechanic. But those two, my younger brother and my younger brother, are in a mechanic where they're they're like they hate loving each other. They love hating each other. It's amusing.
Yeah.
You can imagine the
Darius relationship.
you can imagine the tomfoolery that ensues whenever something goes wrong between the two. They can go annoying each other and giving my mother headaches and all that show. And I'm just there in the background, just drinking a tea. Well, me.
Just sipping your tea, just watching chaos go down.
Just unfolding. Yeah.
Mhm.
This is fun.
Yeah.
Well,
I had a question now. Do you
Yes.
get snow where you live?
no, I do not get snow. I wish I got snow. I always wanted to make a
Gary,
giant
wow,
snowball.
Gary, do you
Go.
get snow?
Not at all.
I'm the only one here that gets snow. Interesting. I remember, I'm around, hold on, I'm around like 5'9" right now. And I remember when I was younger, maybe again 5 years ago or something, when my parents were still together. I think one time it snowed so much, I'm pretty sure it was up to my hip, and I was still I was smaller, but maybe I was like 4 foot. I'm not sure, but still, it was. There was so much snow. It was like I was looking at an ocean of snow. There was just like waves and waves. It was so cool.
Was that a pun?
Gotta be fun.
It was really fun as a child, considering we get a decent amount of snow every year where I live. Not as much as other places like Winnipeg, to the west, northwestish. But still, it gets fairly cold here, which is understandable why the stereotype for Canadians is frozen ass moose fuckers.
I didn't know.
Well, I've actually never seen a moose in my life.
So it was a lie.
The moose that everyone knows Canada for are actually more up north and in the less populated areas. I'm sure there's some in Ontario, but like very rarely.
There was this one time in my life that it snowed on Mexico. It wasn't that much, but it was like a little thin layer of snow. The thing is that I wasn't on Mexico at the time. I was on the beach, so I missed the snow. My recordings. I see.
I still find it weird that I'm the only one here that gets snow. It's so weird. Like imagining that there are people across the world that just haven't seen the same things as you. That just really fascinates me. Like,
Yes.
do you think there's a person that's never seen a cat or never felt a cat or stuff like that? Like,
I kind of get that when.
yeah, I'm sure there is.
I'm sure I kind of get that feeling when I'm
It's the
traveling
same
on
with
car. When I travel on car, I just see some towns over there, and yes, I'm looking out the window, but I cannot imagine the fact that some people live there, that the things they normally see are there. Well, it's just a background thing for me. I just find it interesting that people have different lives on different places whenever I go there.
Yeah. Like, let me just tell you, touching snow with your bare hand is one of like the most painful things, but yet so refreshing almost. It makes your hand go numb. It feels so good, but it also gives you hypothermia as shit.
Actually, we're trying to kill yourself to shy or something.
Pardon?
Sorry, never mind. But
No, what were you saying?
I was trying to ask if you're just trying to kill yourself as a child, just throw yourself in snow.
No,
Nothing
I
you think
still
to
do it to this day.
Snow
I
angels
put
is actually.
my hand in the snow and just make a grip it, and it just feels so weird, and I just love that feeling.
I have never grabbed snow. I have grabbed some ice from the supermarket, and then when I was like 5, my mother said, "Get your hand out of there." It was. I
Ice
guess
is
it's.
very different from snow.
If it helps.
It's weird.
Sorry.
There's this one little patch on our front little porch at my dad's house, and every year that same little spot gets frozen in the exact same shape,
Ooh, consistency.
and it's slippery as shit.
Yeah, well,
Like if you ran out of our house and slipped on that, you would go face first into concrete and die.
Oh no.
ooh.
Like it's I almost wiped out on once, I'll be honest, but I'm careful enough now not to do that.
I think that the first
No,
thing I would
well,
do if there was ice, I would eat shit and die. Because I normally, even when it's hot, I'm I don't normally say, but I'm quite clumsy. I have broken a quite couple of cups, and I normally trip
Oh
on
god.
myself. So if I were on snow,
Mm.
I can see myself immediately trying to eat the snow. It would be so. Maybe. Well, who
The
knows? Maybe.
snow itself isn't slippery. It's just it can get really icy around snow.
All right, I can already see the thing going extremely bad when the first thing first. Well, who knows? Maybe I will give it more effort and trying to not fall, and I will actually not fall because whenever you are doing, you have more effort trying to do. Like if I was walking on ice, I wouldn't be so careless, and maybe I wouldn't trip because I mean it's ice. Who means maybe I would still trip anyway.
Yeah. Growing older and having snow still around you, it just makes you want to be a kid again. Just throw on your snow pants, snow boots, all that, and then just go lie in the snow.
it's just
But you know, mhm.
Have you ever had a snowball fight?
I have.
Oh,
In our schools, we were never meant to pick up the snow and throw it, but we always did. Like, the most popular thing to do when we got a lot of snow in elementary school was make a snow fort and then have little groups. And then we would steal snow from each other. And usually I was always the one that, I was usually like the warrior. People always wanted me because I was just rebellious and didn't care about getting in trouble.
ooh.
sounds like Wexford.
What would you
Well,
not?
I was friends with the principal. She liked me a lot.
Ah, so you had the advantage of being the good boy.
There was this one time in school when, like, grade 1. I'm pretty sure I've told this story to a few people in DMs before. But one time I was sitting by a tree, and it was like grade 1, and I was watching this caterpillar, and it was just going along. I was so fascinated by it because I love wildlife. And then this grade 5 or 6 or something comes over and just steps on the poor thing and just laughs at me and walks away. And I'm furious, you know. I stand up and turn around and sprint at them. I jump on them and bring them to the ground and start beating the shit out of them. And, like, teachers came over and broke up the fight. But, like, not after I think I gave the kid a black eye. I'm not sure.
Oh.
I got sent to the principal's office, and they called my parents, and they were like, "Okay, so we got in a fight. Good news is he's technically not wrong. Like, that kid shouldn't have done that, considering he's much older. So I didn't get in trouble for it, and like that's why I loved my original elementary school, just because they were kind of chill with that. Just ignore the fact I got suspended once. We don't talk about that.
Alright, maybe we can save it for another time.
Elaborating on that, you got suspended.
You want to know a story of how I got suspended?
Well, yeah, you gotta do some pretty fucked up shit. School seems lacking.
It was okay. Here's the thing. It was a
Hurry.
two-day suspension, and I had to spend it in school because of my circumstance at home. I couldn't do it at home alone, and so it was painful. But basically, and I have phone, and it was like a really old iPhone, and so so it was gym class. I had my phone on me, and my friend was like, there was this like sorta fat girl in their class. Not she was more thick,
I see.
you know.
I see. Ah.
So my friend dared me, hey, I want you to record her and yell at her and jiggle your butt.
What?
So I fucking did it. And then later, they told the teacher or something, and I was sent down to the principal. I had to show them the video. Apparently, that was sexual harassment.
Ah. I mean, it makes sense, no?
It technically was me recording. It was technically me recording them without their consent, but like, come on, it wasn't sexual harassment.
I'm just recording your ass. Come on now.
Tomfoolery.
Yeah.
Come on, it's just a request. It's just a request. There's nothing sexual happening.
I used to get so embarrassed to tell that story because I thought it was so dumb, and I thought it was the stupidest way to get suspended, so I don't usually share it. But whatever.
Great story, let me tell you.
I also almost got expelled from my new elementary school in grade 8. Because I technically broke several laws, but again.
Right. What one of the law happened to be sexual harassment? By
whoa.
No.
Whoa, where is this going?
I carried knives on me. I carried knives on me in school.
Ah.
Knives, plural. Basically, my new elementary school didn't have fences around it, and strangers would sometimes come onto the fields, and it scared the shit out of me. So I started carrying knives on me in case someone tried to kidnap me.
Oh, I kept telling that, but
I had a trust issue in grade 8, and so like when I got in trouble for it, and I had to talk to our like replacement principal about it because our original one was on vacation leave or something.
That's the thing that happened.
She was like, okay, so you're carrying them for protection. That's not good considering we're at school. You're going to go to counseling for 2 years. Like, I had to talk to our school counselor in grade 8 for the rest of grade 8. And then for all of grade 9, I had to talk to guidance counselor. And it wasn't so bad. Like, my guidance counselor in grade 9 was really nice. And she got me out of class for like 20 minutes, and it was really nice.
Well, I mean, they handled it well. It was a pretty chill reaction considering a child was carrying knives, but yes, it was nice.
Yeah, I just did, and then grade 9 came around, and I just started doing even dumber shit, but didn't get in trouble for it.
It wasn't dumb shit, it was tomfoolery. There's a difference. Well, I mean...
Yeah, but the only reason I didn't get in trouble was because it was off of school property.
Ah, so it...
Oh.
So they... you can...
Yeah, I pushed a shopping cart onto the street once. Oh. Whenever me and my friends go Dairy Queen, I always drop kick the drive-through sign. We buy shit ton of food every Friday.
Yes, that sounds like...
It was just good times before quarantine.
Actually, many things haven't changed for me since quarantine started. Well, yes, some of my grandparents died and all this stuff, and I can't go anywhere many much times, and I'm just stuck here, but honestly, before quarantine began, I didn't have the thing for going out. I really like my house. I had the internet, I had my family, and I had everything I need. I could go outside. My family always, especially my father. My father likes going outside. It's not an obsession. It's a passion. He loves going outside, even if there's no thing to do. Just going outside, just for going outside. It's sometimes fun. Sometimes feels like a push away, but But for me, I just most of the time go with the flow with how things go. I am happy with how I am. I am grateful of my family and the things they've done for me, and too boring.
I have a few outside stories of my own. Almost every summer, me, my dad, his girlfriend, and her kids go to our cottage at Pigeon Lake. Usually, we rent it for a few days because that's where most of my side family goes. Like my grandpa, my brother, my grandma, and then some like relatives, I guess. And whenever we this year when we went, it was so weird not being able to go and see the other kids and whatnot. It was just extremely weird.
All right,
And
how about
so, my cousin, he's like in his 20s. He has a pet pig, a pet pig named
uh,
Hickory.
how about you, Gary?
And so Hickory, you wouldn't believe it, but pigs actually like licorice. You know, licorice is it's not the best for pigs, but they like it. It's almost like
Right.
how my dog liked carrots. It's just weird things like that.
I mean,
And so
almost anything.
my grandpa, yeah, my grandpa is a huge fisherman. So whenever we're there, I always go out fishing with him, and it's always so much fun because spending any time with your family is fun.
Hmm.
Like I enjoy my father's side of the family way more than my mom's because I've just been around them my whole life, and I never really knew my mom's side of the family. Like only a few years ago, I met my uncle, my mother's brother, because he got into shit and did drugs and
Oh,
ended up homeless. So it was quite a change. Don't do drugs, kids. That's our lesson of the day.
that's the lesson
Don't
for
do
today.
drugs.
Don't do drugs, or you will end up being Bex's uncle.
Yeah, you don't want to be my uncle. I'll make you touch me.
Oh wow!
Which is how
Whoa!
COVID thing started.
Strike number 3.
Oh god. Hulk going fucking insane.
Holy shit.
Oh yeah, just wanted to ask, since the whole COVID-19 pandemic, or is it an epidemic? I can't tell. Whatever it is.
Probably both.
Things haven't been changing over here at all. Like, Asia hasn't been that affected, at least not in my country. How's it been going for, your sides?
Well, I think you can already tell what's happening in America. America's just going to hell because of the elections and all that. But here in Canada, actually, a lot of people are respecting the rules. At least where I go to school. We've had like 10 cases of COVID in our school, and they refused to close. I mean, I guess we only have like a week and a half left, so it's understandable. But still, I think after our break, I might see if I can switch to online. Maybe I don't know.
That's probably for the best, honestly.
Yeah, but like I am a terrible worker online. I'll be honest. I'm lazy as a.
Just
But
because it's basically like homework on steroids, you just have to do it later. I hate procrastination. It sucks.
yeah, my area is actually about to go into lockdown again, but for some reason they're putting it off. So that's fun.
You're all procrastinating now.
Uh-huh. I'm pretty sure they're gonna put us in lockdown after Christmas. Don't see the point though, because we kind of can't go see anyone. It's kind of against the rules.
On my side of the things, everything is going alright. The people are wearing their masks. Yes, there's still that, and there's still stuff. But whenever I go outside, there are people wearing masks. And there are not that many cars, and just everything alright. I have some disinfectant where we can spray stuff we buy outside, and most of the people have the disinfectanting and the measures. Unfortunately, the quarantine has taken out 2 of my grandparents. That sucks. Yes.
Oh, sorry for your loss.
It's alright. It's alright now. I'm way past the point where I'm crying. Yes, but other than that, it's normally everything okay. Everything's all right.
That's very good, Other than those two losses,
Yes.
I don't believe anyone in my family has it, which is splendid to hear because we actually have a newborn cousin in the family. Um, since my
Mm.
brother, my dad,
Ah.
he has a twin brother, and they also have a younger brother. So I have two uncles. Both of them have two kids now, three boys and one girl,
Mm.
and it's really sad that I'm not going to be able to get to see them this Christmas because usually we always do a big thing, but it's for the best.
I also had one of those Christmas things where the whole family, reunited on my grandparents' house, my dad's grandparents' house. Um, my still alive grandparent he doesn't talk. He's just like he's just he's already in a wheelchair. He's elderly, but I've heard that he was a beast when he was young, a total beast. And thanks to that, he had uh, 10 children. So I had
Wow.
9 uncles.
Damn.
And some of those uncles have cousins, and we're a
God.
big family. My biggest uncle has actually
Big
like
incest?
no. My oldest uncle has
Unfortunate.
like 40 years or 50 years. He's actually quite elderly. He looks old. And so
What?
my dad is the youngest from them all. So I have cousins that are like adults. Whenever Christmas comes
I
around,
see.
we all reunite. We all reunite like the 50 of us. We all reunite on the grandparents' house, and we just go with our prayers, and then we do the Christmas tree and we do the exchange. But then we go with they get the beer and they get the mariachi and they get the pasta. We get the buffet. It's just amazing. It's a chaos and I love it. They freaking start throwing fireworks and it hits someone's car.
Oh my god.
Sounds wild.
Yes, it's amazing. I love it. I normally don't take part of it.
Yeah.
I don't drink, but or do many of the stuff or like that. But we had a whole celebration, and I still enjoy it, even if I'm not directly being part of it.
That's good. It's good
It's
to have family. Family is really important. And personally, this year, family has been a really big struggle, especially with my mom. I'm sure I've ranted about it before, but she's a different person. I genuinely liked her better before, but it's her choice to be this way. And well, even though I'm not a huge fan of it, uh, things are getting better slowly. She just things.
So just have hope for 2021 then.
Yeah, I do too. I really do think that next year is going to be much better,
maybe the first
considering Australia isn't on fire anymore.
maybe the first half of maybe the first half of the year will not be great because maybe we'll be still having this part, but the rest of the year I actually believe it's going to be great.
Yeah, I think around summer that things, hopefully people smarten up and hopefully the government fucking releases a vaccine for this shit.
There will be the anti-vaxxers who refuse to do it.
Well, they're going to die. Who cares? Who cares?
As much as I hate needles, I want a vaccine for this.
There's something contrary on
Because
that.
honestly, I hate it when people say it's just the flu, because it's really not. It's so different. Even though it may have the same symptoms, the symptoms don't show until 14 days after.
It's the
And
bubonic
the
plague.
way, the amount that spreads is almost double or triple the amount of the flu.
You could be a carrier, potentially, yeah.
Yeah, like if from going for like if one person gets it and infects two more people, and then another two people get that's how the flu works. You'll infect maybe 50 people, and if you have COVID, I think that number raises to like between 2,000 and 5,000.
Oh wow.
You know what weird is that there's people out there who just makes a site like masks don't
Mm-hmm.
actually do anything. Don't wear masks.
Like, don't get me wrong. My mask is light and like it's breathable, and that's really bad for what's going on right now. But like, I have a decently strong immune system, so I'm not terrifically worried about myself, and that's why I've been like secluded to my own room, staying away from people. You know,
Good thing my family is a
it's
good
just
family.
better to stay
Those-
by yourself than risk
Yes.
family health.
It's better staying here in this case because the more things you do, there are more chances of getting that thing happens.
Yeah. Like I know a lot of people that are just like, stop talking about COVID, we want to get our minds off it. But really, when we do that, we're just ignoring the problem, and that's not what we should be doing.
I mean, what else are we supposed to talk about?
There's that point, but also there's so much other stuff going on in the world
Yes.
too. Like, oh, football's back. Cyberpunk 2077. It's like there are other stuff to talk about. It's just
the biggest fish in here
don't have as much.
Yes, the biggest fish in here is the thing. We don't have many of the things about. Wait, I'm blank. Go on, continue.
Well, my thing is, what was I gonna say? At my school, we are required to wear masks, of course, and then you just have to hand sanitize every single time you get in the building. Whenever you touch something, it's like it's a bit ridiculous, but I understand why. You know, it's not something you can take lightly. And 2020 isn't something you can take lightly. And I'm just wondering, like, is this going to be something that we teach our kids about? Like, how long are we going to be wearing masks for? How long is this going to last? It's just.
I can already imagine.
How long am I going to be a virgin?
The never-ending story.
Like, is COVID going to become an STD? Who knows?
Maybe you could get like a pity blowjob or something, but not anytime.
Yeah, I don't want COVID on my pee-pee.
Or something.
Holy shit.
Something out.
I can already imagine 2021 where we're going. 2020 wasn't that bad. There's going to be.
I remember my friend Cohen. We were at an A&W before quarantine around February or before March break, and he was like, "Dude, we're gonna go into fucking lockdown. We're gonna go into lockdown. Stocks are gonna crash, shit like that." And he kept going on about it. I'm like, "We'll be fine." And then the day before March break, they're like, "Yeah, you're staying home for 2 weeks after March break." I'm like, "Oh shit! Oh no!"
Everything got turned
Did I
upside down.
do any of my work the rest of that year? No, I didn't do any work from March to June. I just didn't, because technically they couldn't fail us if we were working from home. We had at least over 50. We passed automatically and didn't need to do any more of the work. But they didn't tell us that. So it was honestly quite dumb.
Mostly, my school handled the thing by going fully virtual. We have class.
Oh, you're lucky.
Yes, I'm actually lucky. And triple lucky, my classes are actually on the afternoon. We have classes after 12 a.m., so we basically have all morning to do whatever we can, like homework or doing nothing. But so basically, I can wake up in the morning and I that's blurred. So I can wake up and do something random, like drink a coffee and really actually wake up, like not rushing from the. I used to go to school on the morning, and the moment I discovered that I can go school on afternoon, It was a definite change for me. Yeah, I was like, what? I do not have to immediately get on a car or immediately dress up and everything hurts. It was
Yeah,
a total
it's a
180.
really nice change.
I agree.
Like, don't get me wrong, I have to wake up at 6 tomorrow to go to school, which is in 7 hours. But whatever, I'll be fine.
So most of
Going to in-person school honestly sucks this year because you have to sit in the same classroom for 5 hours. At least that's how it works in my school. We have one class for 23 days, and then we switch to another block. And so we do that 4 times, and then it's the next semester. Like, it's easier, but then again, it's harder. It's just, there's pros and cons to it, and I just personally, like, I understand why we can't do regular school, go from class to class and stuff, but like, we don't get to enjoy the class. And the later years of high school are actually interesting because you get to pick stuff that you want to learn rather than just having 6 classes that you're required to do and then having 2 others that you can pick. Now you have
branching
5 classes that you
So the elective classes, yeah. What did you choose? I'm interested in that.
Me, I was originally gonna do a co-op, which is basically out of school experience, but I can't do that this year. So I'm pretty sure I'm doing a coding co-op, which I'm gonna need help with. Wink, wink. Yeah. Then I'm pretty sure I picked an actual coding class. Pretty sure I picked photography, and I'm pretty sure I picked guitar because I already did guitar. And then my other 3 required classes to take are religion, English, and math. I've already done religion, and I'm currently doing English. That's why you hear me complaining so much.
Understandable, yeah.
Shakespeare is dumb.
Shakespeare is sacred.
Shooting you on that one.
He
just signed aspiration. Okay.
The thing I have actually learned, I registered in a class from clinical laboratory, so it's like more medicine, and I've heard that's the hardest one. That's the hardest one, right? Like medicine, med school.
Yeah.
Well, I'm learning clinical laboratory, so I basically, the things I know mostly is, they taught me how to take blood out of veins. I know how to do that now.
Oh no.
Yes, like on the first semester, first things first, they had to tell us how to take blood out of the veins. It was kind of whoa, chill down, buddy. Like it was scary. Not only by not only by being punctured on by the vein, I also had the puncture veins. Tell me, what is worse, that you have a needle on your arm that anyone could pop at any moment, or you having a needle on someone else's and needing to be careful not to pop it.
Oh, I hate needles.
I almost passed out one
Alright,
there was this one time where I was a test subject for training one of my buddies. Everything was great, but after the thing, I just almost fainted. It was interesting. I never in my life felt the need of fainting. It was. I didn't faint. The professor.
Oh, I hate needles. Can we change the subject from needles?
All right.
So I probably know more about Gary than I do now. So since our podcast is literally called VirGiNs, which when you think about it has stuff to do with relationships. Neil, have you ever had a relationship? Oh.
Using the psychic power to destroy the afterlife.
Alright, how about you, Gary? Have you ever had any relationships?
Oh, I know that question was meant to be sarcastic, but guess what? I've had one.
Really?
I'm just...
Yeah, it was... Okay, it's not a fun story, but it's just... Back in elementary school, I think. Or is it middle school? Let's just say middle school, just it's less pathetic that way. Apparently, okay, at the time I was a very naive kid. I didn't know what love actually is. So, a girl, girls actually are mature, like more mature than boys. That's what they say, yeah?
Uh-huh.
And apparently, one confessed to me,
Uh,
and I agreed. And then she dumped me because they don't know what I'm doing.
Ooh. Ooh, that's so sad. I'm so sorry for you.
Yeah, I didn't know what the fuck I was doing.
So relationships, yeah.
Hey, do you wanna go? Yes, it's outside. We're outside. Hello.
So, Black, how about you? I know you had. Actually, you know what I'm talking about. It's fine.
I've had one real relationship,
What?
and then like
So I'm the only one
8
that doesn't have any.
online. I'll talk about the IRL one because that's
Sure.
probably I like. They're the one person that was like, if I can get back with them, I'm gonna get back with them because
Right.
I was peer pressured into leaving them by my parents because they thought, oh hey, she's a bad girl. She gave me this, she gave me that. No, but realistically, I didn't want to leave her. You know, she was pretty, all that shit. I met her through someone in the neighborhood who was friends with my step siblings, and she came over. I was like, oh, she's pretty cute. And we went to the attic and we played Minecraft together on the Xbox 360.
That's perfect.
And I know, it was so much fun. And we talked together and she's like, oh, I just got broken up with today. I'm like, ooh, hey, that's pretty good. And so I asked her for a number, and she gave me her mom's number because she didn't have a phone of her own. And so we talked about that weekend. And since I was at my mom's, I couldn't see her. And we talked, and then eventually I asked her if she liked me or something. And she sent a bunch of binary code, like zeros and ones. And so I had to put it into Google Translate, and it said yes. I'm like, dude, holy shit. A girl likes me for once. And so I fucking went for it. And it lasted 4 months. It started out rocky, and it took me like a month to gain up the courage to kiss her. But when I did, it was just it's love is a beautiful thing. I'll just say that, and you'll know when you experience it. Genuinely.
I haven't even had a fake one. I haven't even had a virtual one. What the frick?
You'll get there, Neil. You'll get there. You just don't have as much charm as me.
Humble.
This is just gonna be sucking my own dick to make myself feel better.
You know, at this point, I think you get a girlfriend. You get a boyfriend at this rate.
Like, honestly, when I see you two, like, I don't understand how you two don't at least have an online relationship. Because you're both so caring. And, like, Nail's funny as shit. And
Because
Gary
women only
is
like
also
to treat
pretty
them like
funny.
shit.
Oh, thank you.
Because
Yeah, like, Nail is talented in singing and drawing, and you're just really smart, Gary. And it's just like, I don't understand how these girls can't see that, you know?
Oh, it's because inside we're just big fat losers. It happens.
Why do women like to treat them like shit?
You'll know when someone truly loves you if you're ugly and they still love you for who you are. That's how you know it's true love.
I know, man. But still, in 2030, you think, like, there'd be, like, a robot AI that loved me? That'd be fucking neat.
Maybe. Who knows?
And maybe on the future. Maybe on the future.
On that topic subject,
Yeah.
you heard of this news where this guy married Miku? Like they actually went to marriage
Ah,
together.
yes, it was a virtual one. I actually saw it. Yeah, the guy married Mickey.
Yeah,
It was.
it's pretty fucking cool.
Wait, Miku?
Yes!
Yeah, since
Miku Hatsune.
Yes! It was.
Oh my god.
I'm not kidding, this guy just went to a marriage with a doll.
Why do I feel I have a very specific YouTuber in mind that I feel like did this?
Mm.
Don't worry about what it looks like. I'm not showing you.
Oh my god. That is not what I expected at fucking all.
No, just
Well,
that's better.
She's
she?
Don't worry, mate, that's better.
Wait, that's illegal.
That's actually kind of dope. I'll be honest.
Oh, it's cute.
It is. It's wholesome. Wholesome 100.
Yes. Why didn't he get a full size one? I mean, alright, it's
I
alright.
don't know. Speaking of wholesome, my cat is in a basket by my feet, and he's just like looking around the room, like, what the hell?
Cats I have never had a cat or a dog. The only pet that
Having a cat is so much better than a dog. In my experience, cats have been better than dogs for me.
And there's go the fourth strike. You have altered the dog lovers.
Do you want to make it a fifth?
Whoa, whoa, what are you going? The only pet that I've actually ever had are like a fish.
Despite contrary beliefs, anime isn't real.
And there we go.
That's like 7 strikes in one.
Weeps America, the dog lovers. We're on a roll today.
Dude, I have friends on Discord who keep calling me a weeb, and I'm like, please, I am a weeb for games.
Have you seen
If you
this
ask
guy?
me for the lore of Kingdom Hearts, I will give it in detail, my guy. And that shit's hella confusing.
I've heard that it's confusing.
Like, if you look at the first game, it looks wholesome on the front. You know, you got Disney characters, you got Mickey Mouse, you got Donald and Goofy, and then you get to the second game, and you're like, okay, this is just the same boss, but with a different name. And then you get into all the side games, and you're like, how are there this many antagonists? There's 5 of the same person, just different ages. How?
That's because
They're just like,
Hearts,
oh yeah, travel, you know.
Kingdom Hearts is a game that uses Disney characters to attract you into reading a fiction written by a monkey. That's
Like,
basically...
Genuinely, Kingdom Hearts Kingdom Hearts is one of the only games that successfully made me give a shit about the characters.
Alright. I don't get that much about games. Games I just sometimes play on the Wii. Most of the things I aren't that many serious because most of my games, all of my games, are from Nintendo. So I'm not used to.
Oh yeah, I play a lot of Nintendo games.
Plot-heavy games. I've had the Nintendo DS. I've had a NES. I had a 3DS. I had the Wii. I had the Wii U. And I have the Switch. My uncle has let me play
1v1 me in
Ah. My uncle, who is an actually very cool guy, he travels around. He went to Japan once, and he actually got himself a female waifu. Very cool. He was the kind of uncle to have like a room entire full of a collection of games. He had a collection.
Whoa.
And some of the games he actually let us play them. I got to play the NES. I got to play the PlayStation 2. There was also PlayStation 3. I had the original Xbox. Well, I didn't have it. I played it. My uncle is very cool. That's the thing.
Damn, is Neil a bigger gamer than me? What the heck? That's not allowed.
Yes, I have finished
Shaking my
Cuphead.
head.
I have finished. I wanna be the guy. I have finished the Impossible game. But yes,
Like, don't get me wrong. I played the Dark Souls of Disney, for fuck's sake. And I still haven't beat that shit.
Maybe I should start playing Dark Souls. Who knows?
Dude, we should stream Dark Souls together. It'd be fun.
Like, the Disney equivalent of Dark Souls is playing Kingdom Hearts 3 on critical mode. It's terrible. You die in one hit.
It sounds like
You don't know the pain I've experienced.
Talking about.
It took me 5 hours just to beat the tutorial boss.
You have to be perfect. Talking about dying in Warhead, do you guys know the game I Wanna Be the Guy?
Yes. Oh god.
I actually, after many tries and after many cries and tears and death, I actually finished the game. I have the title of actually finishing.
Wow.
I Wanna Be the
didn't
Guy.
know the game had a finish.
Yes, it has. When you kill the guy. And you become the guy.
My cat's making.
Absolutely terrible. It was pain. But it was fun.
I see.
games. If you look at one thing common, like from Japanese people, like they just make hard games.
Yeah.
They do. Look at all the like original 2D platformers. Fuck.
Takeshi's Challenge. I heard there was a game that was so hard it was covered by Jontron. It was a game where you had to basically divorce. On one part of the game, you had to divorce your wife. It was an NES game. Wait, I'm going to send a message. The boss face and say, restriction for him. Let me. Also.
Well, we should. Oh.
Oh wait, I'm lagging, aren't I?
Touch the man. I think we should wrap this up soon. We've been going for around an hour.
Yes,
I think we should move into one last. Yeah, let's move to one last thing that should last around 10 minutes or so, and then we'll call it a day.
All right.
Unless you want to save this for the actual podcast.
Nah. Let's do the thing.
We could. It's the first episode.
We'll just go for it.
Yeah. Okay. This has been working good, so I say we just make this the first episode. What my idea is the greatest moment of your life. What was it? Like the happiest moment, your most anxious moment. You were just filled with so much emotion.
Oh shit.
Gary, you go first.
Well, truth be told, it's that it is. That moment to go confess me, when I look back on it, it makes me happy. When I think about
Go, tell.
I cry inside. It's
Wow.
Perfect ambivalence.
Simple man.
I know. You know, if any of you listen to this wants to make me happy, just confess me or something. I'll be a happy man.
Yeah, go love Gary, please.
Please, I'm loving.
He needs love.
I have never.
I remember we were gonna prank. We were gonna prank the server. I was gonna act as Gary's fake girlfriend, and things kind of went to shit, and we called it out.
But I had a girlfriend at some point at that time.
it was fun.
Um,
I can
I'm
tell my.
pretty sure I've already told this story in Cherry Zero, but it's when I met Game Grumps. That was
Ah.
probably one of the greatest moments of my life. I just had so much anxiety standing next to someone who was like 6'3". Like that day, me and my sister, it was meant to be siblings day, and like I completely forgot that Game Grumps were on tour in Toronto that day. Our bus nearly got in an accident while we were traveling there, and when we got there, we went to the mall, did a bit of shopping, got food, and then my sister was like, "Hey, I have a surprise for you." And she pulled out the tickets, and I read it, and it said Game Grumps. So I'm like, "Holy shit!" I completely forgot that they're on tour right now, and I was just holy shit. Like I sounded monotone as fuck, but like
Um.
I was excited as hell. So I saved my money. I got merch from the show, which I still have today, and went in there, and it started out with a little mini game, I guess you could say. And so they brought someone on stage, and they were like, "Okay, you have to finish the very first level of the original Super Mario Bros. Blindfolded and
Ah.
only listening to the audience for your cue to jump." And they had like
Oh, I know
3
that one.
tries.
I know that one. It
On
was
the
where
third
they.
try, they actually did it. Miraculously, they did it. And we were one of the only shows to be able to pull that off. And then Danny and Aaron came on, and it was just holy shit, man.
The
And
chaos.
so they explained how it would work and all this crap. And then they were like, okay, so this side is Team Waluigi, and the other side is Team Toad. And I was on the side of Team Toad. And then they were
Ah.
like, okay, we need 2 people come on stage to play in the place of Toad and Waluigi. And I was like, holy shit, they're bringing people on stage. And so my sister stood up and started pointing at me and yelling. And I stood up and waving my arms in the air and yelling. And then I can't remember who it was, but it was one of the people from the Power Hour that you occasionally see.
Hmm.
And they let me go on stage, and I was just like, holy shit, holy shit, holy shit, holy shit, I'm about to meet my fucking idols. And I got up there and I hugged Aaron and I hugged Danny. It was great. And I showed him my video game boy shirt that I had underneath, and it was just great. I came in second in the mini game after embarrassing myself by doing a really shitty Toad impression.
Oh.
But like it was so fun. And then after the show, I got recognized. A few people came up to me and were like, "Hey, you're the kid that got to go up on stage." I'm like, "Yeah, I did. I'm so cool." And it was just so fantastic, and I love my sister to death for it.
Mm.
And that's
That
my
sounds like
story.
that sounds like a good day. My story is actually quite interesting. You know how I said that I have never had a relationship?
Yes.
There was this time that I didn't know what the frick it was. It was a. It was never so official, but it felt like it. I was like a dumb little child. See, yes. I was naive. I was doing dumb shit. Whenever it was recess, some kids were
Mm-hmm.
playing tag while I was just somewhere over there spinning around myself. There was this
Dog.
dog. No. There was this girl. I. She was quite kind because I was actually one of the weird kinds of kids. Yes, I was kind of different. But she showed me around. She was one of my greatest friends. But I was dumb as a kid. I didn't know if I had a thing for her. So, uh, but life happened, and I didn't ever actually said anything. But being around her was one of the funnest times I've ever had. It was nice. She was fun. I discovered the way I want to be because of her. Most of my things are inspired by her. So that's basically
That's
my my thing. It was not a relationship. I wonder if I was maybe a little more smarter, if something would have happened. I really don't know.
Love at a young age can be wonderful, but it can also hurt.
I mean, they just call it puppy love, you know?
I guess, yeah.
Nothing happened, but it still was great.
Yeah. So I think we should wrap that up there because it's getting a bit late. But I say we just book it and say this is the first episode because this was actually really good.
All right.
What's a fun time?
I think we should keep doing this.
We have been recording for 1 hour and 11 minutes.
That's a good time.
It seems like a nice...
good podcast.
Alright, good podcast then.
All right. So did you? Thank you for listening, people.
At least.
We'll see you next time.
See you next time. I'm the Lipper.
Bye.
See ya.
Bye.